I'm Cathy Zhang, a self-taught watercolor artist, and I started painting in 2015. I followed the conventional path and did the stable 9-to-5 thing for over 10 years before I decided to venture out on my own and make a living from my creativity. I'm here to share what I learned. Hi, this is Cathy, the artist.
And this is Nam, the dog holder and the support. And this is our fur child, Bumblebee the corgi.
Hi.
I need to hold him up a little before he makes too much noise, and I'll put him down in a little bit. But
this is our first video, 2018. We want to do a quick year review by sharing the different ways that the art business made money last year. I know there's a lot of different artists sharing this information. We want to just share our experience, and we actually want to share a percentage breakdown of how much or what percentage each stream of revenue contributed to our 2017.
And we have 5 streams that we want to talk about. I'll try to tell it to you off the top of my head. There's online sales, there's offline sales, there's in-person sales, there's commissions, and there's licensing.
Yep.
So with that, I'm going to put Bumblebee down. Hopefully he won't make too much noise, and we'll start off.
Hi.
So, sit.
Good boy.
So let's start first with online sales. So we have 2 ways that we do online sales. One is with Etsy, and second is with our own .com webpage. So what percentage did that make up?
35. So that's our largest revenue stream last year, and that's by design.
Yep. And there's Etsy, of course, but Etsy is a tough business these days just because it's inundated with a lot of artists. Our own platform or webpage is better, but the challenge with that is trying to get traffic to our webpage, right?
Yeah, and I also find it more challenging to sell like higher price point items like original paintings on Etsy, but without getting too much into it, most of our online sales revenue in 2017 came from our own website, and we want to continue to grow it in that direction.
Yep, so hopefully next year we'll be able to continue to build our brand and more people will go to our .com.
Yeah.
Second is offline sales. So there's usually that means with retail stores that we've developed relationships with. But there's 2 ways to sell to offline retail stores. One way is through wholesale, right?
Yeah.
So that means you basically sell your products for 50% off. And the second way is through consignment.
Yeah, and the main difference between wholesale and consignment is the shop owner for wholesale place an order, so they buy products from you up front and they pay up front. For consignment, they'll take in a batch of orders. In my case, it's art prints and enamel pins, and they'll pay me at the end of the month or the beginning of next month, whatever is sold.
Yeah. So with that, if we want to increase that next year, we just have to continue to develop relationships with retailers, and usually that starts with just a cold email, and hopefully they read it, and then they provide interest, and then we have to give them a call and develop a relationship.
Yeah, so the first 2 channels, really, in order to grow them, we have to do a lot more sales and marketing, and of course developing new products to attract those new customers and retailers. But yeah, let's move on to the third one,
which is in-person sales. So that's usually with anything from art fairs to
craft
fairs, pop-up shops, and also if certain galleries want to showcase your work and sell it there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what percentage of our sales was that?
Last year was the first time we did in-person selling events, and that's about 20% of our art revenue. We did most events. We only did about 5 events, and 4 of those are during the holidays, which is also deliberate because we knew more people are in the mindset of shopping for gifts or whatnot during the holidays. So I would say most of those events were pretty successful, and that's how we're able to do that 20% in just 4 to 5 events.
Yeah,
So.
the bad thing, of course, of those is that sometimes you have to pay an upfront fee of $100 to $300 for booth space. The shows we did, at least. The good part is that you get a instant gratification. You get a sale right then and there. You don't have to package anything. You don't have to send it out wholesale and wait for a check. Also, you get instant feedback from clients and customers, and they help you to kind of product develop and give you a lot of positivity that motivates you and kind of reminds you why you do this to begin with.
Yeah, it's the only way I get to interact with my customers in person, and it's the most efficient way for me to do customer research. It's actually how I did customer research for the baby blankets that I launched in fall. Another thing about in-person events is, well, it does take up your time to be present there, unless you can get to a point where you can hire a helper in this case, my husband. Luckily, I have both of us to kind of tag team on events that last multiple days, and also depends on how the city you live in and how many of these type of events are there and how cheap or expensive they are to rent a booth.
Yep. Next revenue channel is commissions. So commissions is interesting. We have a little tidbit on that. So what percentage do we have this year?
In 2017, it was only about 14%, and I say only because compared to 2016, it was almost 70% of my art revenue. And 2016 was the first partial year I started my business. The reason why I deliberately scaled down commission in 2017 to grow my online retail and offline retail, because those are the channels that I personally enjoy, because I get to create a product that, or art or product or merchandise that I enjoy making, and all I have to do is market it to the right people. Whereas for commissions, someone's coming to me to create a custom piece of work for them. It takes me time, and when I'm done, it's kind of a one and done thing. So personally, from my perspective, it's not as scalable, and it doesn't align with my long-term art business goals as closely as the first two streams of revenue.
Yeah, so in 2018, we'll probably scale down commissions even further, right? To hopefully 1% to 0% maybe.
Yeah, I might be on a case-by-case basis, but I've been turning down commissions as of October 2017, so we'll see. It's a little scary because I am getting inquiries, but but like I said, I need to align with my long-term goals and also what I personally enjoy. So it does vary by artist.
Yep. And the last sales channel is licensing. So licensing is awesome because you license your artwork to a company, and they develop products from there, and then they send you a check if anything sells.
Yeah. So you're basically licensing company the rights to use your artwork on their products to sell. All you have to do is provide images, or in my experience, you provide the images and give them, sometimes exclusive rights, other time conditional rights for a certain amount of time, and you get a check once a month or once a quarter for whatever is sold. It's the most passive form of income for art that I have so far, and I just started dabbling in it last year, so that's something I will continue to explore next year.
And what percentage is that right now?
So that's only about 1% if I'm doing my math right with all the other options. So like I said, I just got started, but it is passive, so why not explore it? If you have the right, you can find the right companies to work with you on that.
And next year, are there any other revenue streams that you want to explore?
One thing I want to explore in 2018, so instead of commission, I wanted to try to explore teaching workshops, watercolor workshops in retail spaces. Maybe there's certain small event spaces or even galleries. I still have to research on what the commission or the pricing structure is like between me and the event space, but I think it's something that I would enjoy once I've taught our nieces watercolor, even though they're much younger. I feel like I would enjoy teaching adults as well who want to explore a new hobby.
Yep, and that's pretty much it. Rundown of our revenue streams and what we want to look to next year. Keep on following our page, subscribe, give us comments and feedback, and that's pretty much it for this video.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.